Well, hello. I bet this wasn't on your 2025 bingo card. Honestly, it wasn't on mine either until the end of May. I was watching Dead Mono stream the newest trial and I felt this spark of excitement that was something that I had been missing for all this time that I've been gone. So that's what made me decide to finally log in again after almost 4 years. The very first thing I did, well, after having my eardrums blasted all the way to the Infernal Citadel, was check my mailbox. Because I'd always had VIP, I had a really hard time remembering where the real physical mailbox and bank were. That's when I found out that all of my enchantments that I'd spent so long upgrading years ago were now completely useless and had to be exchanged for medallions. I also found out that I had 2 mounts that were listed for 35 mil each. This was my live reaction. Whoa. Pretty exciting, right? Once I figured out where to exchange my enchantments, all of the max rank enchantments that I had only allowed me to buy 1 legendary companion enchantment and 4 rank 2 enchantments, which was pretty disappointing, honestly. Then I spent a lot of time looking at my character, and I mean truly looking at it. I couldn't remember what gear I had on, what companion I was using, or even what all of the powers did. I was basically reduced to a level 1 baby. I assigned the rest of my boon points and someone actually remembered me and said hi, so shout out to them. The next step in my reintroduction to Neverwinter was to run Tom, obviously. Dead Mono invited me to run with him and said it would be fun. It was fun, even though I was confused pretty much the entire time. I had a hard time with some of the mechanics in the 3rd phase before, so that, on top of the fact that it had been 4 years since I ran it and I remembered almost nothing, led to me dying a lot and doing a lot of stupid things. But to my surprise, no one got mad at me because apparently Tom is easy now. Imagine that. The knowledge did come back to me, so it's obvious to me watching this now what I was doing wrong. Honestly, it felt a bit sad compared to before, like it was almost too easy. Here is a compilation of how it went. If you're interested in seeing the full runs, let me know, and I might upload those separately on my second channel. Why are there balls on the floor?
Those are my balls. You can pick them up if you like.
What do they
give
do?
you AP. I do recommend it. So we have ice here. That was the thing. Do you remember what to do with ice? My balls, go pick them up.
No, I don't remember what to do with ice.
I am sure we'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. And let's free the hero.
Hey, I am dead.
Okay.
I have chains. I don't know what that does. You want to run away? I'm dead.
Why does it look like it's not on me? That was nice. Wow, yeah. Okay, now Rachel, spread. Huge, remember spread. And now we're going this way, Rachel.
Which way is this way?
That's good. You did it. You did the thing. Holy shit, you're a pro. Come here, guys. Stack on Rachel. Stack on Rachel. Smart. Huge group.
I'm dead.
And then there's a right side. Yep, you almost had it.
Oh
okay,
yeah, you're supposed to hide behind the ice and then break it. I remember.
Oh, nice.
Oh no.
Right. We're gonna lose Rachel. Bye, Rachel.
Bye, me.
Bye, Rachel.
Now those runs made me realize just how far behind I actually was. I logged in with 47k item level, and from what I was seeing, good characters are over 100k now. After adding guild boons and a few enchantments, I got up to 56k, but I still have to basically double my item level to catch back up. The next day, I ran randoms with Dead Mono and Mel and their friends. The dungeon we got was the Infernal Citadel, and that took me back to the days when that dungeon was new and I spent a lot of time there. They did keep trolling me with the falling rocks, but then Mono showed me how to get a special achievement for standing on this tiny floating rock in the air. The Hellfire Engine boss fight felt sad too, mostly because of how I remember having to teach people to manage the floor space and only stand on 1 tile, and how it used to be challenging. And now it just gets one phase and all of the mechanics are skipped. Then we ran the new old Temple of the Spider, which honestly was not very exciting to me, even if some of it was new. And my first skirmish after coming back, of course, had to be Kessel's Retreat, which in my opinion is one of the most boring skirmishes in the game besides Master of the Hunt. So of course I was so thrilled about that. Somehow everybody died at the boss though, and I still don't understand how that happened. After that, I bought a Divine Aegis combat enchantment, thinking it seemed like the best healing enchantment I'd seen so far, but I still haven't seen the shielding part of it actually work, even after having it equipped for several days. But at least it has outgoing healing and gave me another 5,000 item level. I still don't know if it's considered the best enchantment for healers, and my guess is probably not, but that's something that I will figure out over time. The next day, I decided to start working on campaigns. I started with Dragonbone Vale and did some of the quests, finally unlocking the grappling power that had confused me in the trial we ran a couple days before.
You will not take this from me.
How I fell. I learned that I cannot solo the tiny heroic encounters and that there is pretty much nobody on that map who could help me. I guess at this point it's considered one of the older campaigns probably, but it also could be partially because it took me a little while to remember how Arbiter Cleric even worked, with managing the different judgment pips and stuff like that. After I did a handful of quests, I queued for a true random dungeon, no pre-made party, random the way it was intended. We got Lair of the Mad Dragon, which of course I had never ran before. Honestly, I wasn't paying much attention at first and I thought that it said Lair of the Mad Mage, until I realized I didn't recognize anything at all. The dungeon was slow going, but we did complete it without too many hiccups. A couple days later, I queued for another random advanced dungeon and we got Vault of Stars. It ended up being really tough. It seemed like multiple people in the group were new and didn't really know how the mechanics worked, which I definitely cannot complain about because it's not like I remembered how they worked. A couple of them abandoned the group after we wiped once on the first boss, and the replacements got us through the second boss, where we also wiped once. We guessed our way through the maze only to encounter a bug that would not let us enter the final boss arena. I tried relogging and dying, but nothing seemed to make that little interact thing pop up to let us go into the final boss. It was disappointing to have wasted so much time for nothing. It was like over 45 minutes at that point, but it is what it is. Later that day I decided to start the Red Harvest campaign while I still could, since right now anyone can access it regardless of item level. The area was really dark and depressing. I was intrigued by the little red marker for the Tenebruloth that was moving around the map. I went to check it out and found out that I can't hit it. I hope I pronounced that right. I figured I either needed a specific quest or a special item to attack it. After a while, Sauce Tom bellowing in my ear got a little old, so I did an extra random dungeon and got Castle Ravenloft, which is my second favorite dungeon. I was worried the other people might not know the boss mechanics and I was trying desperately to remember them all, but it turns out that that was not necessary. Castle Ravenloft carries a lot of nostalgia for me. It was around that time that I was starting to make more videos and I was truly excited about the game, and not having another module of dinosaurs. I got a Violet Diamond and a companion that's worth a whole 5 AD from the chest. Woohoo! I'm not sure why people even bother listing items this cheap on the auction house. My trial for the day was the Moon Dancer, which was new to me. It felt more like a skirmish than an actual trial, but the low gravity was cool. There didn't seem to be that many new or complex mechanics, or if there were, I didn't notice them. Even though the remaining air meter was meant to be a timer, it didn't really feel stressful and was pretty easy to just forget about. I'm not sure how old this trial is now, so maybe item level creep erased the challenge for this one too. Afterwards, I bought a new pair of pants and boots with spider seals that I've been getting from the random queues, bought a couple more rank 2 enchantments, and this pushed me to 60k item level. In just a few days of doing basic stuff, I was able to gain 13k. 8k if you don't count the mythic combat enchantment that I bought. Over the next few days, I experienced multiple different dungeons and trials that I hadn't seen in years, and they brought back a lot of memories. Zariel's challenge made me remember learning all the mechanics. Fragmire Crypt reminded me of the time I had a group wipe multiple times on the final boss back in the day. I remember it being one of my least favorite dungeons to get in the randoms because it was so long and uninteresting to me until the final boss. I also had a Vault of Stars run that did not bug and went very smoothly. And I remember playtesting that dungeon before it was released and trying to figure out what the devs wanted us to do. There is a lot of nostalgia attached to this game for me, and coming back and experiencing everything again has been very fulfilling so far. Also, I saw this skateboard slash snowboard slash hoverboard hybrid mount thing and thought it was really interesting. Now that leads me to the question of where do we go from here? More specifically, where will I go from here? There's no way I can invest the same amount of time and effort in this game as I used to, and I have a long way to go to catch up. And even if I could invest a lot of time, I don't think that I would. I mean, doing that led to me burning out and not wanting to touch the game for the past 4 years, so... I think I'm going to take this game much more casually now. It will take me a long time to complete everything that I've missed, and so I can't be a reliable source of news or information for the game anymore. I will, however, share what I learn along the way, just in case there are others like me who are giving the game another shot, or even brand new players who stumble across my channel. So what should you expect from this channel? Me making videos is going to be much more casual too. I'm not going to force myself to make videos on every new piece of content or update that comes out if I don't want to. I'm going to make videos on things that I find interesting or otherwise decide that I want to make a video about. This video is probably one of the highest effort videos that I've made on my channel because I took my time and made it over the course of about a week or so. Most of my previous videos I tended to make in one sitting, which was not healthy. But this one is not rushed, and none of my future content will be either. All that being said, if there is a certain topic that you would like to see me make a video about, feel free to drop suggestions in the comments and I'll see what tickles my fancy. Just keep in mind I've been gone for a very long time, so you might need to explain your suggestion a little bit. I might use my second channel for dungeon runs, or maybe even content from other games in the future. I haven't fully decided if I want to do that yet, but it's a little itch in the back of my mind. I started playing Tainted Grail a couple weekends ago, and I've really been enjoying it so far. Now, as far as me in real life, I'm basically living a completely different life than I was the last time that you all saw me. I moved, I got a new job where I was promoted several times and accidentally became kind of important. I'm not going to go into details, obviously, but I have a lot of responsibility and that takes up a lot of my time. I read a lot, mainly fantasy, but sometimes also thriller or true crime stuff. And lastly, I just want to say how much I appreciate all of you who reached out to me at any point over the last 4 years, and everyone who continued supporting me even though I was gone. You all made me feel like creating all that content and putting all that time in was worth it. So thank you, truly. I don't know what exactly the future holds, but I can say with some level of confidence that Neverwinter and creating videos will have at least a small place in it. Keep an eye out for more stuff from me soon. Okay, bye!